First behavior. Well, not quite first behavior. Zane Beto beats you by mere seconds. What up, Zane? What up, brother Theo? Hey, I know you ain't in to the DC line of figures or anything like that, but isn't that a beautiful piece? Isn't that a beautiful piece? Um, does that look? Does that look like a black? That's a nice sculpt. That's a very original looking sculpt. If I could do something with that. Hey, Mr. Smith, what's going on? I'm shocked you boys aren't looking at the draft. Oh, you checking out different Black Manta, huh? Okay. This is the one from the Justice line. I don't know if you remember that it was a 12 issue story that ran no, it's actually a 12 issue story, miniseries. Alex Ross. So yeah, they got a mess of action figures based on that line. So no, I was just saying, I know you ain't I know you ain't in you have said yourself that you prefer Marvel Legends. So that's why I was just saying, I know you ain't into that, but if you are now, then hooray, that's good too. I choose not to limit myself. Your team don't pick. Yeah, Chiefs don't. Chiefs are the last pick in the first round. I'm thinking to myself, I could be done with this live before we even pick. 31st. So, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. They traded up a lot of their picks, huh? Uh, mm. Paul Martin. Yeah, so much going. Paul, you trying to watch the draft too, bruh? I got it. I got it on, but you know what I'm saying. When we get into something, well, 7 of y'all bump it. Let's get into it. I think tonight, y'all. Um, well, and before I start talking, go ahead and like this. Go ahead and like this if that's if you're liking it. We only been in here like 3 minutes, so maybe you need to make another assessment or whatever about whether or not you like it, brother. But go ahead and like it, brother. You know, go ahead and give a brother that thumbs up so I can keep on doing what I'm doing in a more fruitful way. But let me turn sound off here. Cause I don't need to see, I don't need to see it. You know what I mean? Cause I got it, I got the ESPN app. So, I'm watching them go. Watching them go. Smash up the likes. What up, Zotar? Mr. Magnificence. Anyway, I want to start off tonight. And talk about Miss Ewing. Well, not talk about her, but discuss her. Issue 5 of Photon is out, and this is the last one. D Steezel, what's up? I know you got an opinion. Photon number 5. I don't know if you checked it out yet. I picked mine up on Wednesday when my LCS opened up. In the immortal words of Han Solo, I got a bad feeling about this. If this is the range of Miss Ewing's writing, the next Black Panther series is going to be boring. I hate to say that, but it's going to be boring. I understand, and just like what my man Paul Martin is saying in the comments, bruh, Where's the action? It's a comic book, yo. Where's the action? It's a comic book, yo. Where's the action? I'm 8 pages in. Nothing. Ain't nobody checking for Star Fox. I agree. Even when it's superheroes on the page, no action. Now, I read a few issues of her run on Ironheart. Something. Whole different book. Years later. Something. Okay. And I know Ashura ain't in here, but Ashura was the one who mentioned it first. Was like, Photon is boring. Ain't no action in it. You know what I'm saying? But like y'all know me, when I read a book, let's give it a few issues to unwind. But then it hit me. Oh, snap. This is only 5 issues. And they ain't action. They had a little action in the first issue, and then they had a little action in the second issue, and then the next 2 issues, snore. There were some revealing things, but overall, not knocking it out of the park. And so the question that comes to my mind, how does this bode for Black Panther in June? I'm already looking at the inconsistencies with the uniform versus his appearances in the Avengers. And have we established, I think Chillmonger did a video where we established what the timeline is on that new costume and where we're at with T'Challa wearing his old black togs. But Eve Ewing got me concerned. Okay. Eve obviously doesn't like or understand superhero action. I agree, D. Because what I've seen, she's a good storyteller, but she focuses too hard on storytelling. And the action in the story falls by the wayside. How would you feel reading a horror novel that wasn't scary? How would you feel reading an espionage / political intrigue book that didn't have no damn intrigue? At its core, this is a comic book. And a comic book is supposed to have action in it. I get it if you got 1 issue or you got 2 issues or even 3 issues with no action. But shoot, the next 2 issues better be chopped. And this is not. Now, I'm going to do a live with Chillmonger tomorrow evening. And I encourage y'all to tune in. Because I ain't even gonna lie. I was in the woman's corner. I was in her corner. I was rooting for her. I'm like, Eve, she's our girl. I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'm concerned about the future of T'Challa. What is she gonna do? Is she gonna tell a whole sad ass narrative about T'Challa? And I mean, is she gonna put him back where he deserves to be with all that drama? Because obviously she ain't gonna do it with no fight. Clearly, we ain't gonna get no intergalactic Empire of Wakanda type shit in her Black Panther run. I like how she told Monica Rambeau's story, but I would have preferred a little more action. It's a comic book, girl. It's a comic book. Go back and do what you do if you can't put no action in a comic book, girl. You know what I mean? 5 issues ain't enough. I don't get it, gentlemen. I don't get it. Let's see what we talking about. I think we all on the same sheet of music. Zane Beto said, damn. Paul Martin, yeah, you say ain't nobody checking for Star. Now ain't nobody checking for Star Fox till somebody do something with Eternals. Photon felt very Coates like. What up, Mario? Coates run on Black Panther had more action. You know, I saw very little action. Anyway, no action, just a semblance of high concept and pointless dialogue, like Doctor Who. Come on, your kid. You never cease to amaze me. Yeah. Back in the day, I used to be a huge fan uh, of Doctor Who. I wasn't really a Whovian, as they refer to it, but the Doctor Who I rock with was Tom Baker, and that was like 70s, 80s. So all these other 90 million bajillion folks that done played I like the premise that they have set up. So, you know, when he transforms, changes every couple hundred years or so, whatever, he takes on a different semblance. I wish they do something like that for T'Challa and shut up about this Toussaint stuff. No offense to the young actor. BP's going to be a snooze fest. It is looking that way, D. It's going to be days of our Wakandan lives. Yes, I have no reason to disagree with y'all. Ray Smith, OG, said he had his reservations from the beginning. Secretly, Mr. Smith, I did too, but I'm like, let's give Eve a chance. Let's give old girl a shot. She's gonna do it. She ain't do it. And this is not the way that you get a monthly Photon title. Unless she didn't really want to. Anyways, breaking up Monica and Adam feels very unnecessary now. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, Mario. Hold that thought. But yeah, that part. They keep ignoring black writers that can do action like Hardwick and Mosley. Yeah. Is that on the artist or is that on the writer? I wasn't excited because she doesn't have much of a track record. I know. Like I said, I was hoping, you know, that she would do some Christopher Priest type shit, but no such luck. Weak writing kills character pushes in a big way, kid. Huge, because this and if you go to Chillmonger's channel, Chillmonger has been following where it ranks in the monthly comics. I don't even think it's cracked the top 50. So, and now you're finished. So now it's official. Trash. You know what I mean? I won't say trash, but lackluster and bittersweet at best. There. That low budget 70s, 80s Doctor Who on PBS. Yes, D. Steezel. That's the one where he wore the long scarf and had his sonic screwdriver and yeah, that one. I mean, at least they had the Daleks, and the Daleks, you know, at least they would do something. I know they got them too, and they do. Bye. British sci-fi has a way to go. Baker is the GOAT. The rest are boring. Give BP back to some of the better writers he once had. From your lips to Marvel editors' ears, bruh. Cause they ain't listening. Comics in general, because I bought a bunch of well, not a bunch. I bought 4. And 1, 2 of them were independents and 2 were Marvel. I couldn't find a Marvel comic book that caught my attention and made me say, I want to purchase that. That's scary. Other than Photon and this. I'm a run with this story. Yes, that is Luke Cage in the back on the floor. How did she penetrate his still hard skin? Relax. Cover art. Anyway, anyways, though, Avengers Beyond's only issue 2. The team of Land and Landy are doing pretty good. I like it so far. It has action in it. Okay. Over under on whether Eve's BP run makes it to issue 15. Zang, I think if it's that damn boring that they cancel it, might make 10. If they cancel it, they won't cancel it before issue 10 because they want to at least give her time to put out a whole story arc before they say, girl, you boring and don't nobody want to read your shit. Get off this book. So, if she want to tell drama stories and coming of age stories, like my man Theo said, yeah, put her on, I don't know, put her on Electra. I don't know. Give her something where she don't mess with the status quo no more. Because all of the stuff she did has a common thread, and I didn't want to say it out loud, but the truth is the truth, and I speak the truth. Eve L. Ewing, your stories lack the necessary action to maintain somebody like me's attention. Priest, give it back to Priest. I don't have a problem with that, Zoltar, but here's the question. Do priests want to do it? Because I would think if Priest wanted to get back on Black Panther, he would have did it when Ta-Nehisi Coates came out with his run and was like, what? What is this? That would have been the time for him to get back on. If they welcome him back, sure. Did they ask him? I don't know. But I mean, I would say at least to the people in here, Priest's run is the run. Priest's run is the GOAT run. Reginald Hudlin just kind of fleshed that run out a little better with his run and then put his twist on it. But to me, Reginald Hudlin was Christopher Priest 2.0. 2.0 like the clone, not 2.0 like the better version. If that makes sense. I enjoyed Hudlin's run, but I enjoyed Priest's run more. Let me see. Paul Martin said, I'm at the point now where I am down to let James Patterson have a shot at some of these Black superheroes. He writes Alex Cross, who is Black as well. Yes, I know Alex Cross is. Tyler Perry did such a terrible job of playing him. James Patterson, Chuck Brown. Let Chuck Brown write Black Panther. These things say real talk. I kind of found the Frontline comics more interesting. Yeah, I remember the Frontline comics. Over Eve's Photon. Damn, Eve's Photon. Okay. I hope he would want to, but good point. Good sir. Yeah, because after he did Black Panther, he did a reboot of Quantum and Woody. So sound like, he owns to different pastures because he wants to, I guess he doesn't want to be quantified as the Black Panther guy. But hell, what's wrong with that? I'm holding out hope for Jeffrey Thorne to write Black Panther. Rodney Barnes should get a shot. Okay. I would love to see my homie Marcus Williams do the art on Black Panther. Because I love his art, man. He's got such a like anime type style to his stuff, and I would just like to see, because that's my people. I would I would like to see my boy Marcus, and if necessary, shoot, get my man Greg Burnham, because y'all already giving Marcus all to play art wise at Marvel, letting him do covers and stuff. Shoot, bring his boy in. You know what I'm saying? They did Tuskegee Air, so bring them in. He couldn't do a worse job than what he whose name shall not be spoken and Evie Eve did. You know what I'm saying? Can't be no worse than that. Can't be. Or Eve is going to do, because it seems the general consensus seems to be a vote of no confidence in Eve L. Ewing because of what she's doing in here. Priest is who got me into Black Panther. You haven't been into Black Panther very long, have you, Mr. Martin? Stan Lee is the one who got me into Black Panther. Jay, what's up, baby? That is one of your guns, by the way, sir. And that looks a little more fitting for Jules Winfield, does it not? We'll get into that later, too. Theo, the sad part is the complaints are consistent across the board. There's a reason why indie comics are on the rise. Did I stop? That's really right. It's like Marvel has so much hubris, they're willing to sacrifice their company just to say they did it their way. Both in print and cinema. We did the movie we wanted to do. How'd that turn out for you, Nate? How'd that turn out for you, Kevin? Maybe you should stop doing the movies you feel you want to do and do the movies that the fans keep asking you to do. No, y'all saw recast T'Challa and ignored it. So y'all gets the middle finger. Anyway, Mario say Hutland got me into BP. Then I worked backward. Fair assessment. But yeah, I mean, and to me, and it's no knock on nobody who got into Black Panther in 1998 or after. But if you went back, if Christopher Priest's run was interesting enough and engaging enough for you to say, I want to see what else this character is about. Did y'all know that in the 60s, he appeared in Tales of Suspense with Captain America? In Daredevil? And of course, in Avengers. I think his appearances in Daredevil and Tales of Suspense is what said this cat need to be in the Avengers. Because I know in Tales of Suspense, Captain America recommended T'Challa to replace him in the Avengers or to take his spot. I don't know why they say take my spot, because there was a point where Captain America and Black Panther were in the Avengers. So he didn't take your spot. You just recommended him for membership. Marvel Team Up Comics got me into Black Panther. Okay. Black Panther appearances in Marvel Team Up. First Black Panther appearance in Marvel Team Up was Marvel Team Up, I want to say number 20, where they fought a cat named Stegron, the Dinosaur Man, who's basically a Stegosaurus man. And his name is Stegron. Okay. Second appearance of Black Panther in Marvel Team Up, I want to say, was like issue number 88 or 89, somewhere around there, where he was fighting a cat named Cutthroat. And that was the comic book where he showed he was agile enough to intercept Spider-Man in mid-leap. So he's agile. And then I think he had one more 100, of course, which chronicles the first get together of him and Aurora. So I think that which one of those was your introduction to BP? Jay say all the guns look good, bro. I was in the spot doing some testing. Yeah. Oh, we gonna sit tight, Jay. I got something for you, man. I'm gonna start putting up some pictures because I found some of my dioramas. They was like under a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna pull them out. I'm gonna get these figures up, and I'm gonna start. Man, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. I got my light right here where I can. It's gonna be dope. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be dope. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Theo, your Steelers got offensive tackle Broderick Jones from Georgia. You cool with that? Huh. Okay. Yeah, keeping up with it. Keeping up with the draft. Keeping up with it. Keeping up with it. Still in the first round. Yay. That means they ain't got to the Chiefs yet. Come on, your kid. DC will catch up to Marvel and surpass them. Kid, I said that. If they can get their stuff together cinematically and in print, they will. I mean, they was over Marvel until the 60s. So, yeah, I there's no doubt in my mind they can surpass Marvel cinematically. I ain't gonna lie, Blue Beetle looks good. I say what you want to say. Blue Beetle looks good to me. I will go see Blue Beetle. Sue me. Marvel, however, y'all done hurt my heart one time too many for me to give y'all any more money. Sorry, I ain't sorry. Yes, and yes. Yes to what, Mr. Smith? I don't want to leave you out. Paul Martin. I could never take Gene Colan's art. Gene Colan, people love his art. But his action looks static. Does that make sense? Gene Colan's action sequences don't look actiony. You know what I mean? They look like almost like they're not moving. You know what I mean? I mean, just the way he draws them, they look motionless. And that's what I never liked about Gene Colan. I don't like Gene Colan's art. I don't like Herb Trimpe's art. I don't like what's the dude's name? I forget his name. He used to draw. He drew Luke Cage early on. George Tuska. Don't like his art either. I'm like, what is he thinking about? He was the Rob Liefeld of the 70s, in my opinion. I mean, he drew a little better linearly, but just he had them in funny poses. You know, they running and doing things like this. Who runs like this? You know what I mean? It just nah, I can't. The mutants are coming. FDC. Yeah. Okay. All right. Gary B. Don't go too Stanley on me. All right. Just it's okay to have an opinion, but damn, dude. I need more newish DC trades than Marvel. I got Doomsday Clock. I think that's the last trade I picked up was Doomsday Clock on the DC end. Yo, Peacemaker was great. DC can crush the MCU with quality over quantity. I just watched Titans is going to have an episode tonight, but I watched last week's Titans, and it was all about Beast Boy, and they actually had sequences where they showed Grant Gustin's Flash. They showed different DC, universes. So they're trying to piece it together. I ain't caping, but I mean, if it's better, it's better. If it's not, it's not. But the potential is there to surpass. This guy. Okay. I need more newish DC trades than Marvel. Yo, Peacemaker was great. Introduction to Black Panther in all of the other comics you mentioned is what okay. Tracking now. Okay. Colan fit with Dracula. Tomb of Dracula, strangely enough, yes, I did enjoy that comic book. And Colan drew the majority of that comic book run. So, isn't it ironic? I dislike Tuska, Trimpe, and Ditko. And that's the weird part. I read some of Trimpe's run on the Incredible Hulk. That he's the one, with the Wolverine run and all of that stuff. But yeah, just don't. Anyway, Gene's art was hit and miss for me. Facts. Them dusty mutants been coming since forever. How old is the MCU? Gary, I told you, man, it's the wrong place to come in here with that, man. You gonna get lit up. Don't do it. I'm letting you know in advance. It ain't gonna be me. You gonna get drugged in the comments. So don't come in here standing. That's all I'm saying. You can like who you like, but don't shit on nobody else's choices. That's what I always say to everybody. Don't shit on what gives me joy, and I won't shit on what gives you joy. Moving on. A teenage Prince T'Challa is going to show up in the Fantastic Four. Now you're just being spiteful. Don't see a BP3 happening. That part, kid. K Dot. Wow, what's up, my dude? Good to see you. Glad to have you. We were mainly discussing Eve L. Ewing's run on Photon, which we have all unanimously agreed we don't like it. Because issue 5 came out Wednesday, and she should have been able to tie that up with a bow and some action. But only one of those two things got done. So raspberry to Photon. Ironically, I keep saying ironically, I am going to be on Chillmongers Live tomorrow night talking about Photon, and so you might hear a little bit of this. I must be the only fan with no enthusiasm for MCU X-Men. As T'Challa said, I don't care. Nah, you ain't the only one. I was having a discussion the other day. Didn't it get pushed back again? And it was like a crap ton of people was like, I'm done. You know what I mean? I was in a room, with some people, and we were all talking mutually, and they on their phones, and then hey, they pushed the X-Men back to this. And I'm like, how many times? How many times they gonna push it back? They like 2027. What? 2026. Oh, we playing 2026. Oh, no, 2025. Nah, 2026. Nah. You can't even make your mind up when you want to release the shit. Don't expect me to wait for it. I mean, I love the X-Men, but not like that. Same thing. I love Black Panther more than I love X-Men, but I'm not getting ready to, you know what I'm saying? But like my man said, it probably ain't gonna be no BP3 because of the reception that second one got. Dummies, what was y'all thinking about? Diabolico, what's good, baby? I'm having a hard time supporting any live action comic Star Wars. I get it. You know what? I just stopped watching The Mandalorian. It ceased to hold my attention. That's it. I'm just like, this isn't exciting anymore. And I just stopped watching it, man. It just, they focusing too much on what's her name? Bo-Katan. And I'm just like, I'm not here for that. Bye. Until they do right by T'Challa, Cyborg, Finn, Darwin, John Wraith, Maria Rambo, etc. All these characters killed or written. So we want Maria Rambo to have a husband cinematically. Is that it? She's got a husband in the comics. I guess destruction of the black family is paramount in those kind of situations. I don't know. X-Men 97 hasn't even dropped yet. See, Gary? Bruh. I try, just listen. Don't talk. Just listen. Yeah, it has it, have it. Maybe they wait until 2027 to drop 97. I don't know. Maybe. Plus, them X-Men movies were awful. I love you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Who can ask for better people to rock with? Y'all are like the Harlem Hellfighters. What these things say? Marvel Studios' upcoming lame take on the X-Men won't save the MCU. Yep, they'll find a way to ruin it. Yes, they will. I agree 100%. Plus them, yeah. One thing Campy has said a few years ago that was smart was not to integrate X-Men into the MCU. Yeah, I mean, something like phase 2? Phase 2 would have been the point to introduce the X-Men and the Fantastic Four without having to jump through no loops or do no crazy multiversal dimensional shit. But as always, I mean, I don't think they had acquired the rights. They hadn't acquired the rights to Fox during phase 2. I don't think they had it yet. So why didn't you just say, okay, I don't really want to do the X-Men that bad? Or press the reset button. You know, you eliminate the chances of us having an Avengers X-Men by, the X-Men being here all alone. They just been hiding because mutants hide. And you already introduced Wolverine and She-Hulk. So, okay. Anyway. Okay, Dot, you said Mando season 3 finale was a downgrade from season 2 finale. No, sure, you ain't late. You heard X-Men 90s movie. Well, originally, I had mentioned the fact that you said there was no action in this book right here, or the entire run, actually, if we're being honest. And everybody in the chat has basically given a vote of no confidence in Miss Ewing's upcoming Black Panther run. I give it the obligatory 5-6 issues if it starts, perking or doing something. But if it don't, she gonna get drugged like Ridley. Period. Point blank. If you can't get off the toilet. Period. All right. I liked a few of the X-Men movies. I am hard pressed. Other than, I want to say First Class. It was the only movie I said, okay, that's not terrible. It ain't great, but it's not terrible. See, that was the only movie where they decided we're not going to hang our franchise hat on Wolverine. We ain't gonna make the movie all about Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Because them first 3 movies, that was Wolverine and X-Men. I'm sorry. That's what that was. Because all the focus was on Wolverine. Wolverine's so cool. Wolverine's so tall. But Hugh Jackman did a great job. He did, but he's 6 foot something. That's the appeal of Wolverine, being a pint-sized little badger monster of a mug. You know what I'm saying? That's what appealed to everybody about Wolverine. Little 5'4", 5'5" brother jumping on 6 foot dudes and giving them that work. Or shit on 7 foot dudes. He fought the Hulk. Waiting for X-Men is like having a taste for steak, but knowing all you are getting is bologna. Hey, woo! 5-3, 5-1. Lil Mario, Lil, you know what I'm saying. Why y'all sticklers for details? I get it though. I stand corrected. 5-3. Theo says essentially they lack vision, they being the MCU, but it's blatantly why when a top exec says they're not fond of hiring comic book fans, who and why can anyone be surprised? Church. Just like I said earlier, you gonna make a horror movie that ain't scary? Or you gonna get mugs that do soap operas to do horror movies? You gonna get mugs that specialize in cop dramas to do horror movies? I mean, and I know I'm being a little ambiguous here, but the moral and the gist of what I'm trying to say, stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? If you want to try your hand at making a comic book movie and it sucks, don't make no more. And if you are going to make movies about comic book characters and not hire people who know something about comic books, don't be shocked when you got to lay off 7,000 employees. Anyway, fans are hyped for Hugh Jackman coming back to work with Ryan Reynolds. They forgot they also already worked together in that trash X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yes, they did. And that was a terrible Wolverine. By the way, the fight sequences were not Ryan Reynolds. They were Scott Adkins. He's been in a few superhero movies. Anyway, I don't know where it fits in, but if the New Mutants is what we have to look forward to, I'm good with the original cartoon reruns. I thought the New Mutants movie was not terrible. It was it's better than a few X-Men movies, I'll tell you that. I didn't like how they did Cannonball. Why is Cannonball hurt? Cannonball's invincible when he combusts. You know what I'm saying? Or not invincible, invulnerable when he combusts. So why he got sores and a broke arm and all that? I'm like, Anyway, First Class was a good movie. Not so good X-Men film, in my opinion. Mystique and Havoc as original members. Bruh, if that's the case, the first X-Men movie, the second X-Men movie, every X-Men movie. If you don't give me an X-Men movie with the original 5, I'm not there for it. You know what I'm saying? Because how cool would it be to build up to Wolverine or build up to the new X-Men? Start off with Warren, Hank, Scott, Bobby, and Jean, and just transition through. Do you know how many movies, how much mileage you could get out of the X-Men if you just started from the beginning and went like that? I want to see Wolverine. I want to see Wolverine. Your desire to see Wolverine is going to get your franchise treated like the Black Panthers franchise got treated. Don't shoot the messenger. Coldest line ever come from First Class. I've been at the mercy of men just following orders. Never again. Magneto. Michael Fassbender did kill it as Magneto. I did enjoy that role. How could I go from almost crackhead like devotion to X-Men in the 80s to and 90s to drowning in apathy since then? Because, Paul, people who didn't give a shit worked on the product. They was there for the bags. They wasn't there for the quality. Bryan Singer didn't give an F about the X-Men. After Darwin died, I was done with the X-Men. How you get the Dark Phoenix saga wrong twice? Bruh. Bruh. And Genosha looked like Fred Sanford's junkyard in that second movie. I like that. What? What are you doing? New Mutants put me to sleep on a plane ride. Yeah, it'll do that. Seemed like Eve Ewing directed it because the action was few and far in between. Is Booby gonna be gay or straight? I do not know for sure because I do not even know when X-Men's coming out. And if there will be a Booby. Or if they're going to go with the original 5. I was simply saying how much mileage you could get out of it if you started off with the original 5. But, everybody's Wolverine happy. So it's like we want Wolverine F the original 5. Diabolical Nerd says, same with Darwin. Power is to adapt to survive anything, but killed him. The only brother at that. Yeah, that was, that part. Each film for X-Men, the roster should grow. They can literally do hour-long special origins for each X-Men member on Disney Plus, just like Werewolf by Night. Thank you. Somebody that's got the long vision. Somebody who can see down the street and ain't just looking at Wolverine Avenue. You know what I mean? I want to say Wolverine like everybody else do. But don't screw up canon to satisfy a few people. I mean, y'all screwed up Black Panther's canon because a bunch of people said we want this. So why would they not screw up? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a stan over here. Sorry. I know what you meant, sure. I was just messing with you, bro. That's what that feels like. I checked out on the films once they made Scott a background character. They sure made sure he was a dick, though. At least that first film split the difference between 60s and 70s X-Men. First Class added characters from the Grant Morrison 2000s era. Facts. X-Men Evolution was a good show. Yeah. I was talking about the one that came out after X-Men Evolution, Wolverine and X-Men. That the one that was just like 100% about Wolverine. And also there's X-Men in it. That's the energy I got from it. You know what I'm saying? The X-Men are broke up and he's trying to get them back together and he's having this little back and forth future thing with Charles Xavier. And what is that? What is that? Anywho. And Angel was just Angel, and he wasn't Archangel. If never mind. um 80s X-Men was peak level. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. Paul Martin said my last comic X-Men story was Blood Ties, circa 2001. Went cold turkey. Haven't read an X-Men comic since then. Yikes. DC Diesel say I blame Fox more than Tim Story. He had zero creative control over FF. Yeah, I blame whoever wrote it. And the FF is a perfect segue into what I want to talk about next. I'm gonna read the last two comments and then we're gonna get on off. I asked you a question about Wolverine's height. Spider-Man comment. You asked me about Wolverine's height. Spider-Man comment. Bruh. So is the alternate reality of Spider-Man with having Annie Parker as a child as a short Wolverine? Is it accurate in terms of what? Comic book, movie? What? I mean, what are we? It's a bunch of dumb shit going on in Spider-Man right now. So I wouldn't even, I can't right now. Not with Spider-Man. Mary Jane got a side husband with 2 kids. No. No. Bad Marvel Comics. Bad Marvel Comics. What else? Like he was Mario. 5'3". You do the math. Where's 5'3" at? My wife is 5'4". Okay, 5'3". That's like a couple inches short of a little person. Paul, I checked out around 2002 myself. Second Coming sent me down the rabbit hole again. Prince. The anniversary of his passing just went by. They made him a little person. Exactly. They've been pissing Spidey fans off since One More Day. That's what I'm saying. I bought them comic books. The last comic books I bought, I think was Jeb Wells. Was it Jeb? Yeah, that had Auntie Monica. That's the last thing I bought. That was Spider-Man, and I don't even fool with Spider-Man like that. I looked at those because you had Monica Rambeau on the cover, and I was like, let me check that out. And I checked it out, and I was like, I'm sorry, I checked that out. So, yeah, Spider-Man he been in the toilet for a while. Wolverine is Prince's height. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and Prince used to wear 6-inch heels. So go even littler. I had the distinct pleasure of hanging out with Miss Denise Matthews, aka Vanity, a couple of times before she passed, and at length, yeah, she doesn't have nice things to say about him. Other than, she's thankful for him helping her get her start in music and show business. But other than that, I ain't finna say nothing bad. You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing bad because if I say it and somebody hear it, they're gonna go back. Never mind. Just hit me up in my DMs or something and I tell y'all about it then. But yeah, I ain't. Nah, folks, y'all ain't finna get me shut down. Anyways, comic accurate Wolverine height will get you Bud Bundy from Married with Children. What does Bud Bundy look like right now? Bud ain't been working out, have he? Who wrote One More Day? The current She-Hulk writer, Dan Slott, I think it was. But yeah, no, One More Day was Dan Slott. What did Dan Slott do? Dan Slott didn't do One More Day, did he? I know Straczynski was involved in some way, shape, or form. Let me see. A new Logan doesn't have to be 5'3", just somewhere under 6 feet. 5'8" or 5'9" would suffice. Then that means everybody in the movie has to be taller than 5'8", or we got to do them angles things. And I don't know, just I think that guy from Kingsman has the right height to play Wolverine, but I don't know if he has the chops to play a Wolverine. So Taron Egerton, I think is his name. Yeah, he about 5'3", 5'4", something like that. He a little fella. When is the new Black Panther comic coming? June. Yeah, well, they already told you. June. At Paul Martin, why so long? Why so long? It's April. That's not long. Comic books come out monthly. So that's about, well, actually, what? April is over. You 1 month. You have 1 month to wait. 1 month and maybe a week or two. So depending on when they drop it, if it drop, I think it's going to drop the first or second week in June. So there you go. You got a month. Read some old Black Panther to the end. It's a good time to bone up. Bone up on some jungle action. Bone up on that Stan Lee run. Or Jack Kirby run, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good time to read some old stuff and get some perspective and see how far off the path they've strayed. If it's new and innovative and it works, hooray for y'all. But I doubt it because they ain't treating him the way he should be treated. Movie Wolvie was lame. He wasn't perpetually surly like comics Wolvie. At Ahsoka, J. Michael Straczynski. Yeah, I thought it was J. Michael Straczynski. Okay, but it was Marvel Editorial who demanded that storyline. Bam, it's Marvel Editorial that demands a lot of stuff. Bear that in mind when y'all go hard on those writers. And I don't know who demanded what, but this girl right here has been doing the same thing in all her comics. So that ain't editorial nothing. Dude from Harry Potter would be perfect. Yes, Ridley did finish in March, Ashura. I do not know why they are taking a break. I don't know why. Maybe she need time to gear up and get ready. I don't know. That's what you want me to do. June. That's it. John Silver. Okay. But can he act? And I ain't just talking about acting like you're wrestling. Okay. Let's see. Where was I at? Oh, what I was going to transition to when they made the FF comment. Who saw the rumor? And I just had to make sure. Rumor. It's a rumor. No facts. Rumor that Marvel MCU is looking to cast Galactus's role with Antonio Banderas. Anybody heard that? Just me? Anybody hear that? Mario heard that. Diesel heard about that. I was chatting with Diesel in Planet Fanatics Discord where he put Wesley Snipes and some other actor as a keyboard. Wow. I heard, man, either him or George Lopez. Okay. I am not good or evil. I simply am. I am Galactus, the devourer of worlds. Antonio Banderas, Paul Martin. Antonio Banderas. Okay. Now, for those of us that know about Galactus, When Galactus appears on a planet with the intent to devour it, Galactus's appearance to the denizens of that planet see him as they are. So, Skrulls would see Galactus as a Skrull. Kree would see Galactus as a Kree. Humans see Galactus as a human. Now, since we blackwashing everything else, I don't approve of it, for the record, but you're going to have a man of Latin descent and a thick ass accent portray Galactus. And everybody's cool with that? Is that where we're at? Because I seen some people on Twitter talking about that's a great pick. No, it's not. That's a terrible fucking pick for Galactus. Are you kidding me? Christopher Judge, I can see he's got the voice. I know some people were saying Liam Neeson. Now, I ain't thrilled, but that's not a bad choice. I can see Liam Neeson as Galactus. Somebody with a commanding voice. I don't care what color they are, but somebody with a commanding voice. That's all Galactus needs to be. I get it. You can amp it, amplify it, synthesize it, whatever you want to do with it. But I think if you start with somebody that got a James Earl Jones voice, I ain't saying James Earl Jones. I'm just saying, okay, do I see racist comments in the chat? Don't get me shut down, y'all. Let me see. Galactus Latino now. It's a rumor. Nothing has been confirmed. I'm just saying. Akibe should be Orlando Jones. Christopher Lambert for Galactus. Christopher Lambert? Okay, I'm gonna stop. Please stop MCU with these box checkings. Yes, that part. So if Galactus shows up to Mexico, he'd show as Latino? No, sure. He'd show up as human. Christopher Judge for Christopher Judge. I mean, and let's be honest, all you really need is a voice actor. We don't need Antonio Banderas' bottom part in the helmet. That could be. How often do we CG shit in comic book movies? Bam! CG that shit. And it ain't even got to be Antonio Banderas' face. It could be somebody else's face. You know what I'm saying? The voice is what needs to set it off. And someone who talks like this and says things like, come here and let me gut you with my sword. That Puss in Boots. That ain't Galactus, gang. I'm sorry. I mean, he might need some work, but that's not that dude. He's not that dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, much as y'all love him, he ain't that dude. Not for deep cosmic devourer of world voices. Now, when I think Galactus, and you say when you think about Galactus, when you read Galactus dialogue in a comic book, whose voice do you hear? Me personally, I hear James Earl Jones, but that's just me. Galactus showing up in a sombrero is hilarious. However, like Ashura pointed out later on, Spanish, not Mexican. Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston could pull off Galactus, voice-wise. Yeah, he could do it. Lawrence Fishburne wanted to voice him, but they gave him Silver Surfer. Oh, God, what is his name? The guy who played Kyle Parker on Living, T.C. Carson. and did God of War. Him. That would be a great Galactus voice. Yes, Diabolical Nerd, Keith David. Amazing. You're about to piss me off. Yeah. Yeah. He's a little raspy, a little gravelly, but he could probably pull it off. Steve Bloom. Yeah, the voice of Wolverine in animation. Yeah, I actually met him at a comic convention once. Nice guy. Puss in Boots eating planets. Exactly, Mario. Give me a planet to eat. My hunger is insatiable. No, that's wrong in every shape and form. No, who thinks that's a good idea? Help me help the people. Get the voiceover actor from Ultimate Alliance Xbox 360 game. I'd have to check and see who that is. Judge has a commanding voice. Lambert has a I'm sorry that I called your wife a bloated warthog. Nah, that's not Galactus. That's not Galactus. I am Raiden. Nah, he almost sounds kind of similar. Him and Antonio Banderas. Now I think about it, except Christopher Lambert's French accent does not come out as much as Antonio Banderas' Spanish one does. Anyway, James Earl Jones, Orson Welles. Orson Welles dead. But yeah, well, they got AI now. Do y'all know Unicron is gonna be in the new Transformers movie? Ooh. Anyway, I mentioned that because Orson Welles voiced Unicron in the animated Transformers movie. Not random. Plus, Galactus isn't really evil per se. He's a force of nature. Can we get some villains that are evil for the hell of it? Well, here's the thing, Paul. Galactus is a force of nature, like you said. Do we get mad when a tornado rips through a city and tears our town up? You fucking tornado, I hate you. No. If it's a force of nature, it's exactly that. You know what I'm saying? So, no, not villainous per se, but definitely destructive. And that has always been the premise of Galactus. I'm hungry, I want to eat. Are you a bad person for being hungry? No. And Galactus supports the balance between death and eternity. So, yeah. TC also voiced Mace Windu. Yep, sure did. Kevin Graveau. Yes, sir. I would love that. Phil Lamar. Yes, sir. I would love that even more. There's several better voice actors out there. I am now sold for Banderas as Galactus for the memes. Orson, yeah, I just said that. James is officially retired, but he signed his voice over rights to Disney. Like I said, that's who I hear when I hear Galactus. You know what I'm saying? We up in here. This is Thursday's live. We kicking it, doing what we do. Just seeing who's up in the draft next. 22. Dang, I ain't gonna get to see mine for a minute. But anyways, yeah, they on Ravens. I saw. What? And I was gonna hold off on doing this. What makes a person human? And it's not a trick question. What makes a person human? Okay. No, nobody's talking. So I will give you okay. Ashura says empathy and truth. Good. Diabolical Nerd said, let's remember to hit that like button, fam. Yeah, we are. Y'all like almost 12 likes behind. Y'all like me? Anyway, appreciate that, Diabolical. Staff of Valley. Welcome to the chat. He said a soul. Okay. Compassion and moral character is what Mario say. Cold Tiger says emotions. He says Zay Flowers. Did they need? Yeah, they did. They needed a wide receiver. Anyway, back to the human thing. Okay. I can sit here and say all of those responses are 100% correct. But let's go a little deeper. Okay. I watching the draft as a Ravens fan. My bad, y'all. Just ain't no sound. I told y'all in the chat, in the comment, in the section, I can multitask. I've been rocking with it. I'm out here doing y'all. Diabolical Nerds say the ability to problem solve, develop, bond, and innovate alongside emotional beings. Many factors play into what makes a human. Okay. I like that answer. And I see your answer and raise you one. What are the 3 most important qualities? I don't get caught flat-footed, dude. You know that. I'm building up to something. Come with me. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's the chat answer. I want the Diesel answer. So, yeah. Nobody? Okay. Here's what I'm getting at, y'all. If Galactus is not human, and as many times in comics, Galactus has said Galactus is Galactus, or Galan, whichever name you want to refer to him by. Why does he appear that way? Because he appears to the higher form being on that planet as that being's appearance, but he does not show a lot of the things that y'all put in the chat. Survival of the fittest is the most important quality per Apocalypse. Survival of the fittest human being, survival of the fittest scroll, survival of the fittest Shi'ar. Okay. Galactus is not empathic unless it's to support the one purpose he lives for. I'll be empathic to my herald. I'll be empathic to somebody who has the power to end me. Everybody else, I'm eating life energy though. Okay. And the point I'm getting at, Diesel, is we assign human qualities to him. Was Galactus angry when he fought the Sphinx back in Fantastic Four number, I think 214, was it? 213? Something like 213, 213, 214, something like that. It was an epic fight at the beginning of the book. But Galactus mopped him. And Galactus didn't mop him because he was mad at him. Galactus didn't mop him because he hated him. He mopped him because he made a deal. Now, is maintaining a pact, is that a human quality? If I make a deal with you and say, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you, is that human or just the order of how things should go? Because as we've seen in so many different sci-fi books and stories and this type of thing, aliens buy and sell goods, aliens barter, aliens cheat, aliens steal, aliens kill. So I guess what I'm getting at, just like somebody said, these things was fact, universal entity. So emotion is a universal concept, not a human one. Will we agree with that? Or not? Or do we have a different take in the chat? Why? Because I was just putting that in perspective. I didn't want everybody to think I was just bombing Antonio Banderas. I actually got much love and respect for Galactus. Real quick, everybody except Ray Smith, what comic book is Galactus's origin story told in? Anyway, logic, a moral compass, and awareness of all things and your place amongst them. He's a universal entity. Last time I saw Galactus pissed off was during the Annihilation Wave. Galactus sees everything as a means to an end. End being his inevitable consumption of worlds. Or, like Diabolical put it, survival of the fittest. Not a human quality. Everything, at least in comics anyway, everything wants to survive. You know what I mean? That ain't just a human thing. You know what I mean? But let me transition real quick. I want to end this with some independent comics, bro. Y'all get ready because these two's a trip. All right. First one. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say Image is independent, but it's growing into something less than independent. This comic book right here is called Flawed. It's the 6th issue in a 6-issue run by Chuck Brown. Chuck Brown wrote this. Tells the story of a murderous psychologist. Well, she's not a murderous psychologist. She's kind of a vigilante psychologist. And she manifests in the 6th. I don't want to tell you too much, but basically, she's wiping folks out. She's killing people in a huge way. It's a good book, man. For those of y'all that don't rock with independent books, that's a splash page, baby. Folks is dead. Action. From the RZIP. Lots of action. Crap tons of action. Action. Pick up Flawed. There's a couple pages with no action in them. But Sister Girl right there is the main character. Her name is, I think her last name is Ems. Dr. I want to say Grace. I want to say Grace Ems. Anyway, lots of fighting. Lots of fighting. Lots of shooting and killing. Indie comics. I wholeheartedly recommend them. If you want to get off the Marvel teat, if you want to get off the DC teat, Image is a nice place to start. They're not a small company, but they ain't super large either. I only read issues 1 and 2 of Flawed. I got to catch up. It develops, man. It develops into something, because I don't know if you saw on page there. There's a demon. What? A demon? Shh. I'ma shut up. I'm done right there. Hope to get Guardians Volume 3 and hope to get Hemsworth, Thor, Howard the Duck, Kevin Bacon, and post-credit scenes of Majors, Kang, and Zac Efron as Nova. Damn, Louis Berry. Okay. You asking a lot. But Louis, I ain't watching it. Galan, yes. Thor. The origin of Galactus is told in a Thor comic. Surprise! I know people would say a Fantastic Four. That's the popular guess, but nah. Anywho, this next comic, now, let me say from the rip, don't judge me. Don't judge me about this next comic book. Yes, that's the name of this comic. It's called Money Shot. But it's not what you think. Well, it is what you think, but it's not what you think. It kind of is what you think. It kind of is what you think. But kind of not. There are aliens involved too. So it's not exactly what you're thinking, but it is. Some of it is sex driven, if that makes sense. But it's not just ugly and vulgar. It's sex being used as a means to an end to drive the storyline. In this comic book, everybody in other planets they hate us, which is what I would think in real life. If there were other aliens on life on other planets, they would probably hate us. And basically, these scientists who also do porn get together to stop this alien threat. So, not so much a dirty book. It kind of is, but it's not. Have you ever read Heavy Metal? Does anybody here read Heavy Metal? Has anybody here read Metal Hurlant? Has anybody read that kind of comic art or those kind of comic books where there's nakedness going on? Focus on the story. It's your nasty self. So yeah, see, they even kind of infringe copyright wise. Look at that. How many knockoffs do you recognize in that picture, ladies and gentlemen? So I don't want to give away too much of the action for you, but yeah, Kamoyo Kid right there. Fox 2, that was Heavy Metal 2000, but it was also in the Heavy Metal comic, just like Tarna, the Tarakian, that was actually in the Heavy Metal comic. Harry Canyon, the taxi driver, that's actually all of those stories are based on actual like comics and graphic novels, because the one Den, that was a trade paperback, and it was illustrated by Richard Corbin. And Richard Corbin, he's known for like super buff, veiny, muscular characters. And so yeah, I actually recommend Money Shot. I say that y'all should go and pick it up, at least give it a shot. If you don't like it, okay, that's just one more book in your collection. You know, you know what I'm saying? It's just one more book in your collection. You know what I mean? But OG heavy metal was ahead of its time. Yes, it was, kid. Yes, it was. Maybe sometime we get a chance, me and you can sit down, chop it up about heavy metal, because boy, my brother actually got me started in the heavy metal. Actually, he brought home the heavy metal that had the story of Den in it, and it's a lot longer, lot more drawn out story than what you got in that little, whatever it was, 10-15 minute vignette in the heavy metal movie. It's a whole, yeah, it's fighting, people stabbing, folks getting their heads stomped on, and there's also sex, because everybody on the planet is pretty much naked. You know what I mean? It stuff dangling and hanging and showing, and when you get into the story, you don't too much focus on all of that. That's how this money shot is. You ain't focused on, ew, she got her baby down, unless you're like in middle school, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that. But for the most part, once you get into the story and read the story, it's engaging. It's actually engaging, you know. Um, Freaky like that old Vertigo stuff. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, yeah. Saw a heavy metal movie, seen Conan the Barbarian comics. Conan the Barbarian comics. Marvel Conan the Barbarian comics, or the new Conan the Barbarian comics, or the newer, should I say, Conan the Barbarian comics. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like that kind of stuff. Real quick, just wanted to catch y'all up on the action figure from Marvel Savage Sword of Conan. Gotcha. The black and white ones, I used to rock with those back in the day because they didn't hold back. You know what I mean? Also I enjoyed God, what's his name? The pilgrim guy with the sword and the gun that kills demons. What's his name? Solomon Kane. There you go. Solomon Kane. That was a pretty raw in your face book too. But also, real quick, just wanted to show y'all here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Got all of my action figure accessories. I got them in little containers. That's the effects right here. Energy effects. That's all that here. These two are like energy effects, that you can put on. I also have like 2 or 3 boxes of stuff that I got from a Japanese cat. And it's like, the little bullet marks and blood and chest. I'm telling, when I get diorama, y'all gonna be like, Deck, he put the wheels on it. Also, my guns, Mr. J Figures gave me. Green Lantern power battery. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. That looks like the Kyle Rayner power battery. Even little not so important stuff like books. People can read books. I mean, we ain't always gonna be actioning. You feel me? And again, that's just that one. And then I have this one right here. That one's got, a little more accessories. I separated my head sculpts. Get ready. I separated my head sculpts into white women, black women, black men, and white men. Because I have to have all kinds of head sculpts. You know what I mean? And if y'all got head sculpts for black male and black female characters, show me where to get, because I'm trying to collect a crap ton of them so I can do my thizzle rizzle. I also found out some Mattel action figure heads fit on to Marvel Legends figures. So That's the old Samuel L. Jackson head from the body before I Jules Winfield him. I also have this guy right here. I was going to use his body to make an Omni-Man because his chest emblem already has that design and you just have to put an O in it. But then they came out with an Omni-Man figure. So gonna use that one. And what do y'all think about taking the gray gargoyle, his head sculpt, and making it black? Don't that kind of look like a black guy? He kind of reminds me, you know, he reminds me of Tombstone. Oh, Lonnie Lincoln. Tombstone right there. But that's not Tombstone. That's actually the gray gargoyle. How many shields can a brother have? How many shields does a brother need? You know what I mean? Is what it is, y'all. Is what it is. And then last, and I encourage you, man, if you're gonna do any kind of serious, you know, customizing, you need to get your stuff organized like that. Also, let me reach over here. Can't see that. This could probably stand to be a little more organized, but this is temporary until I go back to the dollar store and grab some more of them. Got more effects. That's the Panther nunchuck effect spinning, as well as all of his tools and stuff, and an additional head sculpt. If you can see that, I'll just pull it out. Tombstone or Barracuda. Tombstone. Lonnie Lincoln. Tombstone with the sharp teeth. Panther head. Thundercats ho. And then if y'all saw my action figuring on Panther, y'all saw the accessories that come along with him. I got one cape. Two capes. Recognize that. I was actually going to make that into a Black Panther, a cloak for Black Panther. But then they came out with that Black Panther. And then I've got my cloth cape here. That will fit good on, this is actually what I was going to put on my Count Nefaria. But I want to alter it to where, alter the cape. I'll show y'all. I want to alter the cape to where it goes under the arm. I don't know how that'll turn out. This is a wire cape. See what I'm saying? Right there. Now, to all my action figure heads, Jay, if you're still in here, how could I alter this cape to where this strap will go under the arm and not on the neck? Because if you go back and you look at Avengers 1963 run, issue 164 through 166 is the original Count Nefaria run. He has a red cape. It actually has, I want to say, yellow on the inside, and it's red. But I could dye this all red. And that would work out just fine for Count Nefaria. So I'm not tripping on that part. Just the neck part is what I want to try to get, you know what I mean, organized in a way to where, you know, it'll look right. Because when you take that little thin, I don't know if you can see that little thin jump right there. What tends to happen when you put that on a character and put it around their neck, it rides up. You know what I'm saying? And so they look like they're getting lynched. So yeah. Anybody want to give me shout out, DM me, whatever, tell me the best way it would go. Probably I would need to replace that whole neck part. I really don't want to do that, but I mean, you know how I go, man. If that's, and just like my man Theo said, keep your stuff in plastic. Last longer, keep it cleaner. And then check this out. I was gonna make a Wonder Man, had the jacket and everything. And then they came out with a damn Wonder Man figure. Not a black one. Got jackets. I think that's Pirate Deadpool. But I could probably take this and do something else with it. Belts. I always like belts. That's off of a Marvel Legends Shaman action figure. Michael Two Youngman. Gwen Stacy jacket. I was actually gonna do a thing on the Spider-Man cover. Buffalo Bills got a tight end, Dalton Kincaid, huh? All right. We still gonna beat that butt. Yeah, this is just accessories and capes. But I try to keep them all organized, keep them together. Quick question. Action figure folk. Quick question. Black Samson kind of remind me of Black Samson from Invincible, the gargoyle head. Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. That's got potential. I might fool with it. Where was I at? Real quick, action figure heads. Tell me what line this is from. What line is this from? What it's I think it's you know what? I don't have to guess. I have my trusty calculator ruler. That is those are centimeters. 5-inch. 5-inch figure. When did they make a 5-inch figure line? Well, that must have been back in the Toy Biz days, huh? That's when they made 5-inch figures, because I got a 5-inch Fire Lord figure from back in the day. Nobody knows? Anyway, Theo, are these the kind of wings you said you didn't like, bro? Because they're similar to the ones that other Angel had, where they just kind of lift up and come off. And then you slide them back in because they got a little slot right there. You go like that. Nobody knows what line this is from? Okay, I guess I got to do some Googling. But y'all need to tune in for my action figurines. That's what I'm getting at. Tune in to action figure. You said, no, I'm cool with those. Those are the ones you don't like. I know. I prefer the kind that you can pull in and out from a hole in the back. Those are the ones that are best. But for the most part, I just want to say tune into the action figurines, y'all. Because I give information on the characters that the action figure represents, as well as the action figure itself, because edutainment is what I do, y'all. So look here, it's 7 already. Bruh, I got to get up. And not because of the draft. I mean, I'm gonna finish watching the draft, but I'm not getting up because of that. Kamoyo Kids say definitely gotta gear more gear for those naked hot toots. I need goggles. Almost looks like X-Men movie Angel before he became Angel. I think it had something to do with, I think it was based on a Marvel fanfare story where Worthington was trapped in the Savage Land, because it also has, where did I put? Oh, here it is. It has this as an accessory. It's a little claw. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it fits on Mr. Worthington's arm and works, as something he fights with. Kind of ironic that a guy with wings chooses a talon as a weapon. Anywho. Yeah. So, boys, I just want to say I I just want to celebrate. No, I just want to say, look here, y'all. Theo, man, between G.I. Joe Classified and Valorverse, a brother can come up on Hatu Zaraze gear real easy, especially with those Cobra Vipers. Don't say nothing, Theo. Let's see here. Let's see here. Somebody said, nope, those are women. Cobra Viper. Anyway, it's anticlimactic now because it took me too long to find it. And I'm in the wrong. Oh, yo. Wrestler heads. That don't even look like Farouk. Does that look like Farouk? That look like Farouk? That's a good head right there. Give me some head. Give me some head. See what I did there? Anyway. Where is it? Oh. In here? Yeah. Cobra helmet. Cobra Viper helmet. It fits on Marvel Legend heads. And Power Ranger heads. Well, that's a Marvel Legend head on a Power Ranger figure. Okay. So there you go. Fool around with them, y'all. You can mix and match some stuff. You can get some nice mixes and matches out of it. So, and also, I already told you, I already signed up for Valorverse, so I'm waiting to, I'm going to give me a couple gear packs because I can, Agents of Stone are going to be laced up, bruh. Double pause. I wasn't talking, I was singing a song, Nasty Minds. All right. I'm going to stop. That's probably a good place as any. So this is probably a real good place to stop. Anyway, y'all, as always, thank y'all for coming out and rocking with a brother. I try to keep it, I'm going to try, in the future, unless somebody, pushes my buttons like those Cleopatra assholes did. I'm trying to keep it lighthearted. I'm trying to keep it fun. We don't always have to be debating and fighting because I know that's what social media is all about, but that ain't what D-Real is all about. I'm not always trying to argue and fight with some mugs or trying to prove myself right or some stuff like that. That's tiring. That's vexing. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the money shot. You know what? Before we get too deep into some dirty references, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. So look for some videos coming. I'm gonna do a Black History moment video. I got one of those coming out, and I forget who it was. They said I should start doing a series on Kemetic kings and queens, African kings and queens, to show these fools they don't own the continent of Alkebulan. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it off from there. But look here, y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. I will catch y'all on the next one. I will catch y'all on some videos. And until then, y'all peeps, y'all be good. Be good to each other. I'm out.